The first pro is going to be with this interior space. It's such a fantastic place to spend time. Seats are super comfortable. The material choice is great. The wood, the aluminum, the leathers. It's also premium. I mean, it has like a six-figure quality to it. Bowers & Wilkins audio system, definitely worth paying the $3,200 for it. Sounds incredible. The clarity is there, bass is there, everything is there. You have the double pane glass for all four windows. It's a pretty isolated, tranquil place to spend time. The only real con is, of course, this 9-inch vertical display with the Google and everything. I obviously don't like them skimping out on the physical buttons. I hate it when car companies do that, but Volvo has been doing this for a long time now. Many people say just use the voice command. I find it very bizarre and obtuse to speak to a vehicle to get the commands done. I would rather just interact with a button, but it's not there. So that's my primary con with this interior space, but for the most part, it's a fantastic place to spend time. Now, another pro with this is going to be the ride quality. It is such a supreme ride quality. It swallows up larger bumps like the speed humps, speed bumps really well. One of the best I've seen, actually, without going into a 100K plus vehicle. Sure, you can feel the smaller bumps a little bit, but keep in mind this vehicle has 20-inch wheels. If you got the 19-inch wheels, which is what comes standard with this car, that should really isolate you from the smaller bumps as well. Ride quality is so impressive with this. Also the handling, that's going to be another pro with this. It's obviously not a sports car, but the way this handles, it doesn't flop around the occupants. Okay, when you take a left-hand turn, the right-hand turn, there's not a crazy amount of body roll that occurs. It doesn't jostle you about. That was my major con with the XC60, the way they had the suspension set up. When you went over uneven terrain, there was a lot of movement going on inside of the cabin. This, not so. This remains neutral, balanced when you go over bumps, in terms of the handling. All that stuff is great. Now the drivetrain, the engine and the transmission, it's kind of a pro and a con. This is pretty smooth. They've gotten this down to a science here. For 2022, there's no traditional supercharger, a belt-driven supercharger. That does not exist. It's an electric supercharger that they have here. However, keep in mind, if you went with the plug-in hybrid, the Recharge model, you will get a traditional belt-driven supercharger in that model, but it'll do 38 miles of pure electric range, something to consider. I'll get back to that. But I think this engine is quick enough, right? There's no issues with the speed in this. I think it's, for the most part, effortless, and it's relatively smooth, but this is still an overly complicated four-cylinder setup. Volvo has been doing this for the last 5-6 years now. Totally unnecessary, in my opinion. This is a car company that would benefit greatly from just going full EV, okay? Rather than screwing around with these four cylinders, making them overcomplicated, just go full EV. That's gonna be smoother, it's gonna be quicker, it's gonna be quieter. When you stand outside of this vehicle, this engine is so damn rattly sounding. It sounds like a tin can. Obviously from the inside, it's quiet and smooth. Don't worry about it until you step on it. That's when you hear it, the engine. And the fuel economy, it's okay. It's rated to get 23 in the city and 31 on the highway. I do pretty much achieve those numbers, so I guess that's a pro. But here's where the con comes. For the overcomplicated four-cylinder nature of this, it's not netting me amazing fuel economy. It's not life-changing. I could get a near fully loaded Lexus ES 300h for around 50 grand. That nets me 40 mpg in the city and the highway. It costs less than this, 10 to 15 grand less. Better resale value, great dealership support. It's going to be reliable. And that car also has a near six-figure driving quality to it. And the interior is amazing on that Lexus as well. So that's what makes this a hard pill to swallow, because another con is this costs $66,000 the way that it's stickered here. I mean, that's a lot of money. Obviously, this is the inscription model, Bowers & Wilkins. There's some nonsense on here like the 20-inch wheels, this crystallized gear shifter, not necessary. So regardless, it's still going to be a 60 grand car the way I would spec it out. Still a lot of money, and you're still stuck with the four-cylinder engine. I mean, a naturally aspirated V6 can almost replicate this type of fuel economy. It's not that unbelievable, right? So that's my cons with the drivetrain, the price, etc. Also, some of you might find this as a con, but it's built in China, right? The transmission is Japanese, the engine is Swedish, but it's built in China. But don't let that deter you. There's not really any issues here outside of one thing, which is this glove box, which refuses to latch. Occasionally just randomly opens. That's the only quality control issue I found. Otherwise, as I already mentioned, the interior part of this, it's solid. When you open and close the doors, it feels good. And since we're on the topic of the interior, another massive pro to this, especially compared to most SUVs that are made, is the interior space. You can be a large person, over 6 feet tall, and there's still going to be plenty of space for the people sitting behind you. So if you value rear seat legroom, this is the vehicle to get. Skip all the SUVs. This is so massive. That's the benefit of this vehicle size. It's around 200 inches long, not quite as big as like an S-Class or a 7 Series BMW. It's basically the largest mid-size car with the largest amount of interior space. Very impressive. Trunk space is also a good size. But the final point I'm going to make is going to go back to the price of this. For around $60K for a traditional ICE vehicle like this, in the Volvo lineup, I would actually just skip this altogether probably and just go with the Polestar 2 for around 56 grand, the way I would spec it. Full EV, 250 miles of range. That's kind of the way I would go. But I get it, not everybody wants to go full EV. So would I recommend this? Yeah, I mean, it's a great car, don't get me wrong. Despite the cons, I mean, this is still a very impressive machine. I love driving it. I love spending time with it. This is going to really satisfy you. It's going to be a car that is non-fatiguing, very comfortable, very tranquil, serene. It's going to lower your blood pressure. This is the most impressive Volvo product I have tested. I have not tried the XC90, but regardless, this being a sedan, that center of gravity is so low. It just pivots around turns. It doesn't flop you around. It's got good stability out on the highway. It's a very satisfying car. So if you want to take advantage of this S90, go ahead. Just know that they're probably going to redesign this very soon, maybe in a year or two, because it's been out for quite a long time now. But it's a good car. If you love Volvo, if you love their safety, if you love the way they do things, their character, their demeanor, go for it. This is definitely the vehicle I would go with in their lineup if I had money and if I didn't want a full EV. So that's my thoughts on the pros and cons of this S90. Hopefully you found value with it. Thanks again for watching. Take care and goodbye.